Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Are you ready for the Monday Curls and Scoop? It's Curls and Scoop. It's big hair, a little wisdom, some laughs. But we start with a hug. Come on. It's Earth Day. What are you doing to help the climate? Do you think there's such a thing as global warming? I do. The winters are severe, the hurricanes, the flooding, fires. I believe it. I really believe that global warming is a thing. Let's get started. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. And not everybody is happy. We're going to talk about who got in. Mary J. Blige. First time she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kool and the Gang. Finally, this group is getting that due. A group, a career, 60 years. I just interviewed Robert Kool Bell, the founder of the group, just last week. I'm going to tell you why this is significant for them. Over the past two years, like 3 important people died in that group. Kool lost his wife, his personal manager. He's been surrounded by death. So to see him get this honor. Now, if you know the history of Kool and the Gang, to me there's 2 parts Kool and the Gang. The 70s funk, Open Sesame, Jungle Boogie, funky stuff, just the funk. Then you move into the 80s. A lot of pop hits. That one of the biggest pop crossover songs to celebrate. Then you got Cherish the Love. Then you got Take My Heart. Then you got, it's a lot. Now, those vocals were of James J.T. Taylor. There was a weird breakup. And James J.T. Taylor never came back to the group. He is still alive. He is still in the 70s. I hope during the induction ceremony that Robert Kool Bell, the founder, and James J.T. Taylor can come on that stage together for this induction, because James J.T. Taylor played a huge part in the success of Kool and the Gang. You know, I always said there were 2 sections, but most of the members have died, and I hope on that night they can come together. Rap hip-hop group, A Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip. Finally, Dionne Warwick. Auntie Dionne going to get in finally. I remember a couple years ago she was nominated. I would wake up every morning and vote for her, because you could vote every day. The fans can vote on who can make it in. Cher is going to be inducted. The Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Big Mama Thornton. Did you know that she was the first to do You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog? Yeah. Elvis got up in Big Mama Thornton. Norman Whitfield, super producer. If you remember the 1970 movie Car Wash, one of the best soundtracks ever, he did it. He was the turning point from the Temptations when they moved out of the Smokey Robinson-led songs to a little bit of an edge. Papa was a Rolling Stone. He also did Just My Imagination. Norman Whitfield helped the Temptations really move into the 70s, and he was a fabulous songwriting legend. Susan DePast, she was Berry Gordy's right hand. She was that one grooming the then Jackson 5 as they were discovered. Some people say Diana Ross, some people say Gladys Knight, but when they landed at Motown, it was Suzanne DePast who did that, and just the force with Berry Gordy in Motown's history. Now, who didn't make it this year? Mariah Carey fans are having a fit. There was like a complete meltdown on social media because she didn't make it in. It's not like she's never going to get in. Everybody don't get in on the first time. Lenny Kravitz did not get in this time. Sade did not get in this time. Now, you can vote on who goes in, and they had the voting for like 4 months. You would go to rockhall.com. I used to be on that darn thing all the time, voting for people I liked. You don't always get it in the first time. It took Janet Jackson years. It took Donna Summer years. It took Shaka Khan years. You don't always get in. And finally, they're opening this up. I got to mention Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett, the great Margaritaville, he's getting inducted too. You don't always get in. And some artists, it takes a long time for them to get their due. They're finally opening it up. Because I'm going to tell you, when they started recognizing hip-hop artists, child, they put R&B artists on the back burner. They would not, it was like, well, only one of y'all can get in at one time. Which was so unfair, because you got R&B greats. Patti LaBelle. Luther Vandross. There's so many that are not. I swear to you, that are not in there that should be. So now they're opening it up. They can have a hip hop group. It's like, we can have one of this and we can have one of that. We can have a hip hop group and we can have an R&B. It's a sin and a shame because Dionne Warwick was the Beyonce of her time with her line of hits and great musical career. For Cher, who was a part of the music scene, whether she was with Sonny and Cher or on her own. She's turned herself into a pop music icon. Mary J. Blige, right off the bat, getting in. So sometimes you get right in, sometimes you don't. I know a lot of people say, I don't like the award shows. It's fascinating. It's going to air October 19th on Disney Plus, and then a smaller version on ABC at the first of the year. I believe that New Edition's time is coming. I believe that Destiny's Child is coming. Then Beyonce's Child. She gonna wind up getting in there twice on both. I guess it happens. Well, everything happens in God's time, but it'll happen when that timing is right. So, woo, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not everybody is happy. Kevin Hunter. I'm no fan of his, but he brings up a lot of valid points in court. Who is this administrator or guardian who's in charge of Wendy Williams' money? Where's he come from? Harper, where's he come from? Everyone wonders. She's got control of Wendy's money. Wendy is not well, battling aphasia, same thing that happens with Bruce Willis, the alcohol-induced Alzheimer's. But who appointed this woman and why does she have so much control? Now, she's saying that Kevin owes them money. She's like, oh, we overpaid you. You owe us money. You know, she ain't never getting that money back. But Kevin wants his money because he feels that they owe him money. But he has a lot of questions about what happened, and they went to an arbitration hearing. And it'll be funny if they side with Kevin. But Kevin brought up a lot of points. Who are you? Why do you have so much control? Who appointed you? Are you qualified? Because this woman has a history of being funny with the money. That is a case that's going to be interesting. Let me talk about my weekend real quick. Super Freak. The Rick James musical came to Philadelphia. Stokely from Mint Condition. I swear to you, I thought I was watching Rick James. He had the tics, the mannerisms, the leg stand. It was incredible. I put a lot on my IG, which is WDAS Patty, and you can let me know. He was amazing. Rick James was that singer, songwriter, producer, arranger. He did it all. Discovered the Mary Jane Girls, of course, Tina Marie, Val Young. Wait, I saw Val Young backstage. I was like, Val Young. He had an incredible career, but the drugs clouded everything. Super talented, but he let his addictions lead him astray. And he was arrogant and everything, because I met him twice. And the first time I was like, this man is crazy. The second time, I just kind of like knew in the back of my head, like I kind of knew what to expect. But he was a musical genius. He was. And Stokely had it down pat. If this musical is coming to a city near you, I know it's headed to Chicago, to the Ohios, to California, go see it. I think a lot of people slept on it. And they did like an East Coast turn. Because I think people didn't know what to expect. But it was very good. It was very good. I'm going to tell you another thing that inspired me this weekend. Jennifer Hudson, it was 20 years ago that she was kicked off American Idol. And boy, I remember that. I was mad. That was the season Fantasia one. But I was mad because they kicked her off way too early. And I think it was because Mike Simon didn't like her. She was a little chubby, didn't like her hair. And they held that against her. And it was so unfair. But she made a post and she talked about what seemed like such a terrible thing back then. I look at my life now and I see the blessings. She's had horrible tragedies in her life, but she also went on to become an EGOT and the most successful person on American Idol. She's won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony. She's an EGOT. She's got a daytime television show. She's nominated for a daytime Emmy. I thought what she put was so inspiring, and I hope if people saw it, that they got that message. Yes, it is hard to accept a no. Yes, it may hurt when you're not invited to something and you're excluded and left out. God ain't want you there. It's okay not to be included in everything, because what God has for you, He has for you. Jennifer's future, she didn't know it, was so bright that night she was let go from American Idol. And look at her now. I just thought that was an inspiring post. It certainly touched me. Lizzo is looking amazing. I hate when these people want to just criticize her. Yes, she's taking a shot, but she looks amazing, and I hope she doesn't go too far, because a lot of people in Hollywood are going way too damn far. If you look skeletal, that's not healthy, and it doesn't look good. There's a thing called Ozempic face, where you look sick. You want to be thinner. You don't want to look sick and have people looking at you like there's something wrong with you, or your head suddenly becomes a bobble. It's not a good look. Brian McKnight, his 4 older children, who he says are the products of sin, even though he was married for 3 of them. I don't know if it's a midlife crisis. I don't know why he would want to talk bad about his other children. He had, I believe, 3 by his wife. Then it was the outside. Look at me, the outside. He had another kid that wasn't with the first wife. It's okay to love your new family, but you trash your old family like this? Well, his ex-wife is speaking out, and of course the kids are speaking out. And one of them said that when he was 15, he used to wash out his dad's used condoms so that their mom didn't know he was cheating. We out here reusing condoms. You're supposed to throw them in the trash. Wrap them in a piece of paper, toilet, and throw it in the trash. You rinsing them out. Whew. The View is on spring break. Everybody's saying, where the View? On spring break. They'll be back on Monday, I believe. That's the 29th. Gail King. I be trying with Gail. I do. I'll be wanting to give her the benefit of the doubt. But sometimes. Remember during the NCAA finals and the South Carolina Gamecocks won? Dawn Staley, head coach, her team, they won. Dawn Staley's from Philly, so I might be a little biased. So she's doing this interview with Gail King. And here go Gail King. Yeah, because we were rooting for Caitlin Clark in Iowa. Gail, why would you bring that up? Why don't you just keep that to yourself? Why don't you just interview Dawn? An interview about Dawn on a winning season and winning this and what it means and being one of the best coaches in the NCAA women's basketball you bring in or bring up. Well, we're just rooting for Caitlin. This is why I can't stop giving that woman the side eye. I be wanting to not do the Gail, journalism 101. You don't insult the person you're interviewing. Dawn was good. Because me, I would have been like, wait a minute, Gail, wait a minute. That's just me. Why do people throw things on stages? Over the weekend, Luke Bryan, a woman threw her cell phone and he fell. He could have really hurt himself. Luke Bryan, American Idol country star. Why are you throwing your stuff on the stage? Now, Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, you throw something on her, child, she'll turn into a major league baseball player in a minute. She got a good arm. She picked it up and she threw it back in the audience. Nicki is like, y'all not about to play with me. Do not go to a concert. I don't care if you're in reach. Do not throw anything on stage at the artist. I think they should immediately be ejected. Why would you want to hurt the artist that is on stage? That is the most ignorant thing, and I will never understand throwing a cell phone. I would have threw that in the trash. Okay. You could tell I got a lot to get off my chest. Tom Brady is going to be the subject of the Netflix Is a Joke roast. It's a big comedy event that's happening in LA during the beginning of May. The night of May 5th, live. The Tom Brady roast from top comedians. Say, look at Tom Brady, one of the greatest NFL players of all time, all of those rings. Kevin Hart is hosting. It's going to air live on Netflix. Netflix has so much. On May 4th, you got Cat Williams. There is on the 11th, the Netflix Is a Joke. It's the 11th. It's the 6th. It's on the 6th. Netflix Is a Joke, the big Sinbad honor. Yes, Sinbad is going to be honored. And Lunel is going to be part of those comedians coming together to raise money for Sinbad. Ashanti, she out here with that baby bump, and she looking good and everything else. The baby is due probably this summer, but she got commitments. She got shows, and she's going to do them. And on a final note, Celine Dion, who is battling stiff person's disease, her documentary is coming out in June on Amazon. She just did the French edition of Vogue magazine. Whew, these photos are incredible. And we wish her well. I know Auntie had a lot. I've been missing you all over the weekend. I just had a lot. But leave your comments. I want to hear from you about the Rock Hall of Fame, about some of these celebrities. They losing too much weight and looking crazy. To Brian McKnight, I don't know what happened to him. But leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You'll never miss a thing. And when that notification bell hits, you know that we're here with a video. It's not cute not knowing. And now you know. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.